Hello, angels. This is Miss Quiet Queen, and welcome back to the Quiet Queen Project. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, 2016, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am awake because I have been awoke since 3:30 this morning. Before I went to sleep, my husband and I were having a conversation, and he told me that Hillary was down by electoral votes. She was at 209 and Trump was at 244. At that particular time, he was spanking her. 209 to 244. That's a big gap. That was a shock and a surprise. My gut feeling at that particular moment was he's going to win. I was hoping otherwise, because that's just, my preference. I really didn't like either candidate, to be perfectly honest with you, but I wanted Trump even less. I thought I'd better make a video about this real quick, get it off my chest, especially since it's so fresh on my mind. But I don't want to hear anybody complaining about Trump being in office, because you had an opportunity to vote. My daughter and my son both believe that it doesn't matter who you vote for, because they just give you the illusion of inclusion, and everybody thought Hillary was going to win, especially when Trump was really sticking his foot in his mouth. My question is this: I'm up in arms about a few things. Let me talk about this first. To the people that voted for Donald Trump, I don't understand for the life of me why it's okay to support someone that disrespects women the way he does. The things that come out of his mouth, that is so classless and tasteless and tacky. The things that he say about Mexican people, and closing up the borders and making remarks about them being dirty, and black people, about the racist remarks he make about black people and the polls. He was always saying, this is a rigged system. This is a rigged system. If the system is rigged, Donald Trump, then you rigged it because you won. I believe he was saying this is a rigged system in case she won, so they can have something to fight for. But now how are you going to explain saying that this is a rigged system and you're the president now? I think that's some bullshit. I think also that all along, this was the plan to have Donald Trump be president, and they've snowed us all by allowing him, making us think that there's no way Hillary could win against this buffoon. Listen to this guy. He's talking about people who are mentally challenged, and he's doing like this, saying, you have him on record saying, go F yourselves. And this is our president? That lets me know this also. You Republicans who denounced him, you denounced him publicly, but you supported him privately. A lot of people did that. Denounced him publicly, but supported him privately because they just couldn't handle another Democrat being in office, or maybe they just couldn't handle a female being president. Also, y'all know what I'm going to say, because you know I believe in time traveling. There's a lot of manipulation going on in and out of our worlds and in and out of our dimensions. There is something that happened that was spectacular, that has happened, and it is happening on other dimensions where there is a female president, and they didn't want it to happen in this round too. That's just what her personal hypothesis is. There's no way an idiot like Trump should be president right now. I'm sorry if that bothers anybody, but that's my opinion. I am an American and I live in the land of the free, and I can say whatever the hell I want to say, at least at this particular time. You know, and then I was watching Trump's victory speech, and he said nice things about Hillary, which he should. That's in good taste to do that, so I'll give him his props. But tell me why, when he was accepting his speech and the audience would clap, with things that he was saying that they agree with. But then when he said, we are a nation, well, I'm just paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he was saying that he will be a president for all people. I think he said all races or something, and the audience was quiet. What's wrong with this audience? What's wrong with the Trump supporters? They don't really care about him being the president for all people. They looked at it, okay, that's just code for, I gotta say this because it's politically correct. Trump is full of shit. Hillary ain't all for all the people either, but there are more things that I appreciate about her more than Trump. At least she has more experience. This man had no political experience, but ain't no sense in getting upset about it. Because what is that group that elects the presidents? It ain't really the people. It's some group. Was it the bagging? I can't even remember. I can't even pronounce the name. I don't even know if I want to say the name. But they not here in America. I'll tell you that. I mean, I think American people has a little bit to do with it, but like my daughter's always saying, it's the illusion of inclusion, mama. Illusion of inclusion. They want you to think you are included in the president-elect, and from the long run, they used Hillary. They had to have used her. Because there was all these pre-things saying that she was the winner, and then we totally got blindsided. I think this is what they call the Bradley effect, where everybody was like, oh, I'm for you, I'm for you, I'm for you, I'm for you, and then he ended up losing. And it was a shock. Like now, I would have been disappointed no matter who had been elected, because I don't think that this world or any of the hopefuls had an agenda to stop the harsh brutality that is going on in our law enforcement. I don't think they care. I hope that it does not get worse. Here's what's going to have to happen, and then I'm going to go ahead and go, because I definitely don't want this topic to be a really long subject or video. I really believe that things like this happen to really punch people awake. Your spirit teams, our spirit teams, are coming together simultaneously all over the world, people, and trying to tell us, wake up. Wake up. That's why Trump is in office. Wake your ass up. To everybody that didn't vote. My children didn't vote. A lot of people didn't vote. Maybe if you had him, he wouldn't be here. Because they're like, I don't like neither one. But now you got the one that you like least. But at the same time, if you don't want to be fooled by the illusion of inclusion, then why vote anyway? So it's like a catch-22 for me, Because I was talking to my husband, I was like, I don't know if I really want to vote in. And he was all in my ear, and I'm like, I was going back and forth, but you know what? Oh, I don't think we should take too lightly that our spirit teams, and I say spirit teams plural because they're all of our spirit teams coming together, wanting us to wake up and come together. There are agendas that need to be addressed. There are things that we need to handle as a people. Why are we depending on one person who is the president to handle all the things that we need to handle. I'm going to say this. Women, we need to come together. We need to come together. We need to stick together. We need to create something for women only, because apparently men ain't listening. This man is in office who is totally disrespectful. You could do anything you want when you're a celebrity. He is a spoiled brat. He grew up with the silver spoon in his mouth. He's not going to understand anybody. Okay? And I say women need to stick together, yes. Specifically, black women. Because there's a whole lot of things that you can go on YouTube and you hear black men talking about black women all the time, putting us down. You don't see that about any other race. So specifically, those who hold or those who have the mitochondrial gene, I don't care what your skin looks like, light or dark, if you have the mitochondrial gene in you, we need to get together. And we need to become sisters. No, we already are sisters. But we need to draw from each other's strengths and help each other's weaknesses and love on one another and appreciate one another and tell each other how much we care for one another. How can we help abroad or other people outside of our circles if we can't help ourselves? Nobody is going to help black women lift themselves up, because we hold something that is very true and is very serious, and that the masses and the powers that be don't want us to know about, and they don't want us to discuss. Personally, we are at war with white men. I'll do a video about that, a whole series about that. The real war is between black women and white men, and I promise you, I will tell you about that. Let me get all of those thoughts together and go into meditation and talk to my spirit guides and my angels and things like that, and I will bring that information to you. That has been something that's been on my mind for years, and I never really knew where I should go with that particular information or topic. But that's where the real war internally is here in the United States. There's a strange love affair and hate affair, if you will, between black women and white men. How did I get off on that subject? Because that is one of the wars that we're fighting. So if you're part of these two groups and you want to start something to end the ignorance, then you can do that. But then going back to what I was saying about, it's going to take different people to create different platforms so that we can help ourselves. I talked about the black woman and those who hold the mitochondrial gene, what we need to do. I talked about women in general. We all need to come together. And then if you are a group who feel very passionately about the border control, get on board with that. Create something if there's nothing out there. Okay, if you're someone that is really affected by child abuse or domestic violence, get on board with that. We have something that is called well, there's different departments in the U.S. and you can go onto this website. You can send letters to the president. You can send faxes to the president. You can even make phone calls to the president. Right there on Pennsylvania Avenue. You know, I don't have the address up here with me, but you can do all that. But then, you know what? I think about all of that I just said, and I kind of feel hypocritical, but I say this because I want people to have different options or know that there are different options open. But I feel like a hypocrite because by making these phone calls to the White House and writing letters and writing to our Senate, that is well, that's the word I want to use. Abiding by the rules of the matrix. And if you don't want to be of the matrix, then don't be of it. We need to take this to a spiritual level, is what I'm saying. the citizen of the United States, we need to take this to a spiritual level. We need to go ahead and just put our minds together and pray for the same thing at the same time. You can say prayer. Some may say meditate. Some may say have the same vibration or frequency. Whatever you want to call it. We need to do the same thing at the same time, and I'm so serious about this. I have started something years ago called the Global Prayer, where I have created, well, I shouldn't say I have created, but my spirit team has created certain specific prayers that has to be said at a certain time throughout the day. And these prayers were given to me. I was the vehicle. I was the channel. I was just writing. I didn't even know what I was writing until after I was finished writing it. So it wasn't me. These particular prayers, and I've been holding on to them, and for so long. And I used to, I typed them out, I ran them off, and I would leave them around. I would go out of town. I would leave them in the bathroom. I would come back to my own hometown and leave them in restaurants, in grocery stores. Even when I go out of town, I'll leave them at restaurants and grocery stores or drop them on the floor and let people see these prayers. But I have been holding off and doing certain things because I don't want these prayers to get in the wrong hands. Because when they do get in the wrong hands, because when you do something like this, eventually somebody with ill intent, somebody or something, because humans are not the only ones living here on planet Earth, and everybody don't have our best interest at heart. So I have to make sure that there's a certain protection around these prayers. A lot of you ask me, "Oh, Queen, can I have the prayers? Can I have the prayers?" And I haven't given it to anybody yet because I am going by what my guys are asking me to do. So that's why nobody has gotten them, but they are being consecrated. The longer I hold on to them, they're being consecrated and protected so that if somebody has ill intent, nothing will come of it. And a lot of things have to happen. A lot of things have to happen first. So anyway, I'm burning my sage here. So that's what that is for those of you who don't know. But we have to get into this global prayer, and I'm ready. I'm going to post the global prayer up. I think I might put it on my Facebook. Listen, y'all, if you're not friends with me on Facebook, come on over and go to Quiet Queen Project on Facebook and make a friend request. I have over 6,000 subscribers on YouTube and less than 500 on Facebook. I don't know where some of y'all at, but the only reason why I have Facebook is because of you guys, and if I'm going to try to grow my brand, I realize Facebook is probably a necessity because everybody likes to use Facebook. But anyway, please join me for the global prayer. It's on the 21st of every single month. Okay? On the 21st of every single month, we pray certain prayers at the same time. Everybody. And the times that I have, I'm not going to say the Eastern Standard Time. Use them, pray at these times, and let me see, do we want to do them on Eastern Standard Time? I guess it's okay to do them at your time. Like I have a prayer out there that you say at noon. You don't have to do it noon Eastern Time. Like when it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast, then it's 9 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. You don't have to shift the times like that. So whenever it's noon, wherever you live at, that's when you do it. Whenever it's 5 o'clock, wherever you live at, that's when you do it. We'll still have enough people, once we get the ball rolling, we'll build up enough momentum, and there'll be enough people praying at these times on each coast. Does that make sense? Or each time zone. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to get these out here. If you guys don't see these prayers up soon on Facebook, I want you to send me a little friendly reminder, a little email. Quiet Queen, where's it at now? I'm going to go ahead and put these up because Trump is the president, y'all. It's time for global prayer. Sometimes fate gives you what you need and not what you want. Just like I'm taking it back to my sisters, black women. That's why we got the Tommy Sotomayor's and the Robert Perkins and the other men named Carol, a guy named Carol. All of these brothers, they preach their misogynistic hate for black women, and they're black themselves, and their mamas are black and sisters are black. I don't understand this. There is a hidden war that they really want to keep you hidden from, knowing that we are fighting a war. They want you to fight. They want us to be, they're our enemies. They want us to fight a war and not even know that we're fighting a war. Okay? There is a hex put on the people of the world. There's a larger hex and curse put on black people. There's even a larger hex put on black women in particular. I'm not trying to ruffle no feathers. I've not talked about racism on my channel. I said that if I ever want to talk about a subject this sensitive, I would do it on my other channel. But you know what? Most of people watch this channel, so I need this to be heard and told. There are hidden agendas, and there are hidden wars, and the wars are not always wars between countries, but there are also wars. There's civil wars. There's several different civil wars. Black women are in several of them because we hold the key. We hold the key to a whole lot of shit. And just because we say we hold the key doesn't mean other people don't have other keys that they hold. Just because black women say, hey, black girls rock, doesn't mean other girls don't. Just because we say black lives matter doesn't mean that other lives don't. Okay? There is an agenda to attack certain people at a certain time for a certain reason. Why do you think certain people just get popped off by law enforcement? There is a reason why those particular people were chosen. And hopefully when these global prayers get out, others won't be. Okay, because I don't want to put anything negative out there and say that it's going to keep going. But if we don't get up off our asses and allow things to put fire under our feet, then silly for us. Then we deserve whatever negative fate that's going to come our way. I brought up Tommy Sotomayor and Robert Perkins, and I never like to bring up people's names, especially people like that. But I brought up their names because they say things that are hurtful about black women, and it stings, But maybe this is what we need, ladies, sisters, so we can get up and go out in the street and get our sisters together. I mean, black women are not the only women that abuse their children or use drugs or wear weave or, act ghetto or wretched. There are other white women do too. You heard about the white family in Virginia called the White family. Their last name is White and they live in West Virginia. You go and look at them on YouTube. They're just as ratchet and ghetto and everything, but they did a documentary on them, but they don't talk about them no more. The world don't want everybody to know that there's some ghetto ass people and they not black. They always want to put it on us. That's because we have broke the covenant many, many years ago. That's why we have the bottom of the stick right now. That's why so many things is happening to us, and we hold the key. So if you hold the key to something, you're going to be held at a higher standard. That's why black women are always held at a higher standard. Always. And there are people that know why. That 1%. That same 1% that knew that Donald Trump really was going to be elected. But they had to go about it in a different way. Very sneaky. Let's get this together, you guys. Be a part of the global prayer. You don't want to not be a part of the global prayer. Also, learn your macabre. Learn what it is. Learn how to use it. I know I've always talked about the macabre, but I never really talked about it. I never really told you what it meant. I never really told you how to turn it on. I never really talked about how to use it. I never really talked about other nations of eons ago, how they use their macabre to physically leave the lost city of Atlantis. The people of Atlantis, they knew how to turn on their macabre. The Mayan people knew how to turn on and use their macabre. Two things, if you don't get from this, if you get anything from this video, please let it be learning about the global prayer on every 21st of the month and your macabre. Now, I said all those things about the macabre to get y'all to wake up. There will come a time where I will talk about more in depth about the macabre and other things. But sometimes you just gotta throw the idea out there and see what people will do. If you are interested in the global prayer, please go to my Facebook page, Quiet Green Project, request a friendship, and let me know that you're interested in global prayer. I have a page out there. I haven't used it. I'm going to go ahead and do some update to it. There's an update I'm going to put up soon on the global prayer. I do have a page, and so go out there and join that page for the global prayer, and you will get those prayers at that time. It's going to be all right. And I feel the shift. And just thank y'all so much for listening. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And always stay in the light.